G-Man Boxing. Do you know what I mean? Every single live he donates. I see him on other lives donating. He's got the bag on it.
Alright, people. I was thinking about this fight. Chisora versus Fury, the trilogy fight. The trilogy fight that really we didn't want. But I was just kind of thinking to myself, I was like, what is the point in this fight? Putting it on pay-per-view, doing it at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in December of all times. December doesn't tend to be as cold as January, but still cold. Still pretty damn cold. And doing it outdoors, I was just like, what is the point in this? In terms of pay-per-view, will I pay for it? Hell no. Will I watch it? I will watch it by other means. That means we won't do a watch along, because unless I've got a solid, really solid, river, then I never do watch alongs, because it can buffer and stuff like that. You just don't want to do that. But I was thinking, like, what is the point in this fight? Like, what realistically is the point in Chisora versus Fury 3? And it was kind of only when I was thinking about him versus Usyk next year. And I was thinking before, obviously Mike Coppinger made a tweet about it likely going to take place in Saudi Arabia. I think that was kind of a given. I think we all kind of knew it would more than likely take place in Saudi Arabia. I didn't really see it taking place in the States, because I just didn't think that neither guy was a big enough name over there. Certainly not Alexander Usyk. Fury, with his WWE work, would probably have a bigger name, and fighting obviously Deontay Wilder, than Alexander Usyk. But Usyk is, I would imagine, he's pretty unknown. I mean, if you think about it like this, Anthony Joshua isn't a big name in the States, realistically, compared to what he is in the UK. Alexander Usyk is not AJ's level anyway in terms of popularity. So, he's a tremendous fighter, but I don't see him being a big name in the States. So I was thinking it's going to more than likely take place. I'd love it if it took place in the UK, but most likely going to take place Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, somewhere like that. Over there in the Middle East. Kind of thought that. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, hang on a minute, right? So Tyson Fury is fighting Usyk next year. He may end up fighting him once or twice, depending on how competitive the fights are, the demand for the fight, obviously if there's a rematch, if it's controversial, etc. But let's just say, I expect Tyson Fury to beat Alexander Usyk, if and when they fight. I expect Tyson Fury to win the fight. Have a tough time, but I expect him to win. I was thinking to myself, right? Fury, after he fought Dillian Whyte, I think it goes back to the Wilder fight, the trilogy fight. I wondered at that point in the trilogy fight, when he got knocked down for the second time, and he gave that kind of look of, do I want to get up? There was, for that little moment, now he did get up and he won the fight, but there was that little moment, you could see it when he was down, where it was kind of like, do I want this? And I think against Dillian Whyte, even though he clearly won, he won it easy. When he said he was retiring after, I got the impression that there was maybe a hint of seriousness there. So I reckon Fury has one foot out the door. So if he fights Alexander Usyk next year in, say, Saudi Arabia, and he beats him, as I expect him to, I wouldn't be shocked if it's a legit retirement. If he comes out and actually vacates all the titles and says, no, I'm done, I'm not, this is no joke, I'm actually retired. Would not shock me. So in a way, look, I would rather the opponent be better, but could this be Tyson Fury's kind of, I don't want to say last hurrah, because it's definitely not that, but could it potentially be him knowing, right, this is my last fight in the UK in my career, I want to go out, obviously not out in terms of he's not retiring after this fight, but I want to finish my UK kind of fights in the UK in a big stadium, maybe against someone like Dereck Chisora, who I know well, he knows me well. We can get ourselves riled up, we can have a bit of banter, and I can send these fans home happy. Maybe that's what they're looking at with this. Maybe that's what they're looking at, because honestly, like, I'd be more surprised if it wasn't in the Middle East, Fury versus Usyk. Touch wood, it happens. Because that's, I'll jinx the fight now by saying it's definitely going to happen, and then all of a sudden you'll have one of them just say that's never going to happen. I hope that doesn't happen, mind you. But I wonder, is that the main rationale behind Fury Chisora 3? Because I was just like, why of all the fights would you pick Chisora? I honestly would say, right, if I was managing Tyson Fury Alright, I would genuinely say, I'd be like, look, it might sound like a big risk, but I would pick you handily over Andy Ruiz. You know, stylistically, that fight is just, he's made for Tyson Fury. So for me, it's kind of like, why don't you just fight Andy Ruiz? If there's a 5%, and I don't even think it's that, 5% chance of Chisora beating you, I would say with Ruiz, you're talking 15, 20 at max. Is that enough of a risk to take to fight someone like Andy Ruiz? I think it is, personally, because I could see Tyson Fury, if he comes in and say like 265, 268, even 270, just outboxing Andy Ruiz, truth be told. Could see him just easily outboxing him. To be honest with you, that's what I can see from Tyson Fury. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on what I just discussed there. Do you think it could be a situation where Tyson Fury, knowing that this is probably going to be his last fight in the UK, he just wants to kind of go out, stadium fight, someone not too tough, go in, get a knockout, send the fans home happy, into next year, 2023, Alexander Usyk undisputed, and sail off into the sunset? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. For now, I'll talk to you. Peace.